Hey everybody, Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. I hope everybody's doing well. Today is, believe it or not, it is Thursday. It is the 17th of June, and it's currently 10:56 and 9 seconds Eastern Standard Time. As you know, we go live each and every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, as you can see on the ticker. As always, we ask that you help us get the word out about what we're doing, about our podcast, about our website, about our other platforms, our products, etc., so that other network marketers across the globe can get access to this wonderful information so that they too can be empowered to go out, utilize this great business model to do amazing things for themselves and their family. You can be a part of that positive process by simply taking a second or two to share hashtag the MLM Solution. That's hashtag the MLM Solution. Also, if you will, when you go to our website, take 1 or 2 seconds, click on the share button there as well. You can find this at themlmsolution.net. That's themlmsolution.net. We always say thank you in advance. With that being said, today's episode is a good one. Believe it or not, podcast number 201. We celebrated our 200th episode yesterday. You can see, you can go and look at yesterday's podcast, see how we celebrated that. And we talked about the future of the podcast and our brand. And of course, we talked about current events as well. So that's an interesting show in itself, as you can imagine. But today we're getting back to business in podcast number 201, quickly racing towards that magical 300. And it's a fair and equitable comp plan. What does that look like? How do you find that? Does it even exist? We're going to talk about that and more in today's episode at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys in a moment.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie and Marie Cannon.
Hello, Miss Marie. How are you today?
Good morning, Rob. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. I'm glad that we're past the 200 episode, quickly racing towards that magical 300 episode.
Yeah, I'm a little hungover from our celebration yesterday. I don't know about you.
Yeah, you know me. I was drinking margaritas on the air. I was drinking margaritas and had my margarita drinking shirt on. So
That was
yes.
awesome.
And how did you like the fireworks and stuff?
That was spectacular.
Did you really like that?
That was great.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad. I was determined to make sure that I didn't get showed up this time. All right.
You win.
Okay. Well. All right. 3-1. Because you beat my butt big time the last 3. All right. With that being said, guys, today's podcast, we're back to business. If you like what you hear in today's podcast, please give us a thumbs up. If you like what you hear, you can see how it can bring value to your business building process, and you understand the points we're making. That immediate feedback helps us know that we're hitting a nail on the head as far as the content that you're wanting to learn about. If you will, please share, like, and comment on the various social media platforms. As you know, the algorithm loves when people engage with any type of podcast or video, and it's no different here. You can help us work with the algorithm, and the algorithm will then get this content out in front of more people who show interest in the network marketing business model. Also, if you will, while you're at our YouTube channel, please hit the little bell twice. That's 2 times to get notified when we go live and when we upload new content. And before we get started, we didn't do it yesterday, but we'll do it today real quick. If you want to be a beta tester, a chance, I should say, to be a beta tester, because there's no guarantee, you have to get on the list. In order to get on the list, you got to go to ineedleadsnow.net, ineedleadsnow.net/beta. Okay. You can see it there on the URL. If you will, please go there, fill out the form. No shenanigans in the forms on our website. They're simple, straightforward forms with no sale emails following you guys around, okay? You'll get a link to I Need Leads Now ebook, which is chocked full of great information about leads, where to find high-quality leads, why you need high-quality leads, the impact high-quality leads can have on your business, et cetera, et cetera. Go there now, ineedleadsnow.net/beta, B-E-T-A. All right, and also the famous What Not to Do in Network Marketing, 146 paragraphs, along with 146 audio files. Those audio files take each and every one of those paragraphs and applies real-life examples to those paragraphs. Bring in those paragraphs to life and expanding your knowledge and understanding of each and every subject matter those paragraphs address. Plus, there's many training videos, normally $197 for the next 24 hours only, guys. It is a limited offer, only $47. That's an instant savings of $150 to get access to this one-of-a-kind information. You will not find this type of information any place else. No one talks about the material that we do in this book. It is a what not to do followed up by a what not to do in network marketing. Okay, this will make you a focused business building machine capable of amazing things with this great business model. And finally, if you will, if you want to catch up on the past week's episodes of our podcast, all you got to do is go to the website, and at the top of the page, you will have to do nothing more than click podcast replay link. It'll take you to the page where you'll have access to the whole week worth of podcast, and you will have access to a free product, whatever is there at that particular moment. All you do is fill out the form. And once again, there are no shenanigans with our forms. All right, Ms. Marie, we got all that out of the way. Now we can focus on the subject at hand.
Show me the money.
Yep, show me the money. Show me the money, buddy.
Sorry, I'm channeling my inner Jerry Maguire there.
There you go. That's a good one to mimic, that's for sure. But, show me the money is certainly a proper term, because you definitely do not want to be working your tail end off for pennies on the dollar, right, Miss Marie? You've got to know what to look for.
Yes, anytime you're joining a new company, of course, you want the opportunity to hit it big. You want the opportunity to have a large income. We talk about hitting that 10,000 group volume level. And what does that look like within the pay plan? Just the pay plan alone, not all the extra bonuses, trips, all those types of things, but what's going to show up in your check, because that's the bottom line that actually matters for the majority of people.
That's right. And we did an episode on this before, almost the same title, but it's a little bit different today. That's not a play on the episodes, one against the other. Today's episode is going to take a deeper look into these comp plans, and here's why. Guys, look, number one, because we tell you the essence of this business is leaders, period. Whoever has the most leaders wins. But the only way, and I mean the only way, all in capital letters, uppercase letters, whatever you want to call it, only, O-N-L-Y, only way that you're going to keep top-notch leaders in your business is because of the money, okay? And you say, Rob, I don't believe that, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, it's true, okay? If you're the type of person where you get along with people well and you're good at developing rapport with your people, that takes one of the main reasons people leave off the table, okay? Doesn't mean that you're going to get along with each and every person in your downline. It's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, for the most part, most people are going to get along with you. Okay. And when it's all said and done, a lot of times people will say, you know what, I've got a really good thing with Marie, and I don't want to screw that up. Okay. Now, why would they screw it up? Why would they even take a chance on leaving Marie? Okay. More money, guys. For whatever reason, everybody is convinced the grass is greener on the other side. There are more horrible stories about people that thought the grass was greener and ended up being a catastrophe for most people, okay? There are times, obviously, where the grass was greener on the other side. And that's what really entices people to continue to this day to take that leap, because, hey, it was good for them. It's going to be good for me too. But more times than not, that's not going to be the case. Okay. There's a lot more to the word success than just money. Now, let me give you an example. If you, and this is the part of the deeper look into this, the reason why we revisited it, this topic is, look, you have to realize that if you prove yourself to be a professional business builder in the making, okay, this is your first real success in network marketing. You came in because you know what you're doing. You use the 5 simple steps. You went in there and you maximize the financial opportunity this company's providing you. And you went from literally nothing to one of the top 10 earners in the company, okay? That's going to catch people's attention. And especially if Miss Marie and I are starting our own network marketing company, what do? We look at other companies and see who the top earners are and see if we can lure them away. Why? Because we need success stories in a hurry in order to get our business, network marketing business, off the ground and to help set a foundation of success. Because people get excited with success stories. People get excited when other people make it. And so we got to have those stories, and we got to have them fast. We can't afford to be filly farting around, okay? And as a company, we're more than happy to hand out bonus checks, hand out certificates, hand out 3-day weekend trips, whatever the case may be, when people really do something special in our new company. But we realize that in order for that to happen, we have to find a professional business builder that we can lure away from another company, okay? Now, if Miss Marie is a retread and goes back into network marketing, uses the 5 simple steps and really accomplishes something within an 8 to 14 month, maybe a 16-month time period, other companies are going to take notice, and they're going to come knocking on her door and say, hey, not only will we pay you $1 million to leave where you are now and come over to us, but at the same time, if you look at our comp plan, it pays the downline distributors 1 penny more per person. Marie might look at it and say, yeah, I see where that is true. I see where they can make 1 penny more or 5 cents more, whatever the case may be. And Marie says, you know what? The grass is greener over here. Not only are they going to give me $1 million, okay, but at the same time, I can see where my downline is going to benefit as well. And so off she goes. And you say, well, Rob, that's an isolated incident. I wish it was. Unfortunately, that happens a lot, okay? And other companies, Miss Marie, that are established, let's say it's an 8-month-old company, a year-old company, will come knocking on a professional business builder's door and say, Miss Marie, they won't go after the top 1 or 2 because they realize instead of spending $1 million to get Marie, they're going to have to spend $3 million to get the number 1 earner. You see what I'm saying? Because the number 1 earner, if they're a great negotiator and they understand their value, they're going to say, hell no, $1 million, that's an insult to me. Don't you dare come to the table with $1 million. Look at what I'm generating for this company. Look how quick I went up. Do you realize how much hard work that was? You can't sit down with me at the table unless you bring $3 million guaranteed. Okay, and a lot of times they'll demand it tax-free. In other words, company pays the taxes at the end of the year. Okay, they want $3 million free and clear. Now, the reason I bring that up is because you have to realize that in order for your business to stay stable in this and that, you're going to have a really good relationship with your downline leaders, okay, as a person, first and foremost, and always promote the value of the comp plan that you have. And you say, well, what does that mean? It doesn't mean that, hey, Marie, look at the big money they're paying you. And Marie would be like, yeah, they're paying you really good. I have no qualms with that. Then Marie, why do you want to leave? She says, have you really looked at comp plan? There's no transitional money. There's no beginning money. There's no first check money. Okay. I can't keep this business going. I'm working my ass off trying to keep this thing going. I'm lucky I got where I am. I've got to find a company that has a more fair and equitable pay plan. There's those words. Okay, why? Because she doesn't want to work herself into an early grave chasing a lifestyle. Right, Miss Marie?
Absolutely.
So you have to realize, guys, there's more to that term, fair and equitable pay plan, than just talking about the comp plan. You know, we talked about how to look at the comp plan and see if it'll what money is going to pay you at the 10,000 group volume. We did that in the previous episode. We talked about the transitional money. We talked about the first check money. We talked about all that. But now we're talking about the overall picture here. We're talking about what impact does that fair and equitable pay plan have on your success and your downline success, the whole thing. If you want to keep your business together, that comp plan has to be stable. It has to be fair and equitable to all people where they see value in the hard work that they're putting in to chase that almighty dollar, because they want the money in order to have the lifestyle they want, whether that's new cars, new home, more frequent trips, paying off bills, whatever the case may be. Right, Ms. Marie?
Yeah, and one of the things to keep in mind as well is it.
My cup.
Oh, look at you! You've got a logoed mug. I'm jealous.
Yeah, yours is coming. Yours is coming.
All right, I'm looking forward to that. Now you made me lose my train of thought. You made me all jealous with that mug.
Well, I was talking about there's more to the comp plan than just the transitional money, the first check money. That's an overall plan that affects everybody. It actually helps your stability, your business stability, helps you retain more people. There's no way that every comp plan is going to keep 100% of your people, Miss Marie. It's just not possible. You're going to go with the 80-20 rule.
Well, right. And when it comes to people are funny, right? When they come into the network marketing industry, they're oftentimes getting distracted by shiny objects. And oftentimes the biggest shiny object out there is, hey, look at this comp plan. You can make so much more over here. Mm-hmm. And they think they've understood how the business works enough to know that if I'm going to put my efforts in, why don't I go somewhere where I'm going to get paid more? But It can be deceptive depending on what portion of that comp plan that they're looking at. Right. Maybe it's that first check money that's coming in, the ability to make some good money up front. But then when it comes time where you've actually started building an organization and you're kind of transitioning into that leadership, that type of income isn't quite as good as it was in the company they came from. But They didn't know enough to look at the comp plan in that light. Right.
And, unfortunately, Miss Marie, and tag into a little bit of what you're saying there, a lot of the leaders, professional business builders, so-called leaders, a true leader is humble and selfless. Okay, a true leader thinks about their downline first. If you have a lifestyle, maybe it's not even the lifestyle and the income you want at this particular moment. But if you don't focus on others, because, we always tell people, look, this business is about others. The more you help other people succeed, the bigger you're going to be. But we always talk about that's in the beginning phases, focus on helping them get started, get their first check, help them get their 90-day mini blast. We tend to forget, Miss Marie, that putting people first and putting yourself last will help you in an immense way, in so many ways that it's hard for us to even address all the positives that come out of that approach. And it's no different here. Now, the reason I say that is because if you're going to be humble and selfless, when another company pops up and your downline calls, which I've had, Rob, have you heard about this new company? No, I have not. Here's what the product is. Right away, I know that my downline has missed the point about product versus opportunity. And here's the thing, Rob, he's got this wonderful, it's almost like they're trying to convince me. It's like they sat and talked to someone else from that other company or their spouse. Well, you can't call Rob and talk about, you have to say, hey, guess what? There's this new company and here's the product it has, but it's paying a penny more, okay, or 10 cents more. Do you realize how much money that is, Rob? And this and that, trying to entice me with money. When I, being the type person I am, I'm worried about the whole picture. And I'm not talking about just a comp plan. Am I comfortable? Am I stress-free? Do I have enough money to do what I want? Do I have a really nice lifestyle? If the answer is yes to all those, I don't want to rock the boat, Miss Marie. To duplicate that over and over, it's hard to do. You might be able to create the money and the lifestyle in another company, but the whole group of downline might drive you crazy, where you've got a good group of downline here. You may have multitude of problems in that new company versus this one here where you have very little problems, okay? So the overall picture has to be evaluated instead of just saying, oh my gosh, you're right, that's 10 cents more. Let's see, let me add that up. Oh my gosh, that's an extra 100,000 a month for me. Oh yeah, let's go. And not, I'm chasing the dollar, okay? I'm looking at the total picture, okay? Guys, you have to realize that you started out saying you wanted peace, you wanted harmony, you wanted less stress, you wanted an even flow to life. You didn't want all these ups and downs, especially financial, okay? You wanted to be able to live a lifestyle where you get up every day and take a deep breath and just enjoy yourself. When you achieve that, all of a sudden you start listening to other people who are trying to lure you away, okay? Now, is that wrong? No. As a professional business builder, at the same time, Miss Marie, because there's a double-edged sword here, if you want to say that, because it can be bad on both sides of that sword. Anytime you hit the tip end of a sword, it's not good. But the point is that, Miss Marie, if you're young, if you're in your 30s and your 40s, and you're one of the top earners, and they come to you and say, we'll give you $3 million to duplicate what you've done here, well, you'd be silly not to go. How many times do you get a chance to make $3 million, Miss Marie? Here's why. You say, Rob, you're always talking about stability. You're always talking about, retention. Yes. Okay. Now, the $3 million has to be the icing on the cake, because I'm going to look. Because if they say, Rob, we're going to give you $3 million, I'm not going to just say yes right away. I'm going to say, well, wait a minute, I need to look at the comp plan. What's this going to do for my downline? What's this going to do for my other leaders? Because if I'm making $3 million and I go just because of that, and they find out, Miss Marie, they're going to be pissed off. Because they left a good thing to follow me thinking there was another good thing. And yet they find out that I sold myself out for $3 million and they didn't get a red penny of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And if the comp plan is not going to be better, and I can show them that's going to be better, and it's going to pay them significantly more so that it is worth their effort, because $3 million to me is certainly worth my effort. Okay. Then guess what? You got a real problem on your hands. In these kind of cases, guys, a lot of times if a company comes up and says, a new company comes up and says, we'll give you $3 million if you'll come over here, you might as well leave your downline. And Miss Marie, sometimes you've seen it, you've experienced it. Overnight, a top leader's gone. Mm-hmm. And their downline has been left behind. Okay. And a lot of people say, well, that's mean. That's horrible. Why would they do that? Guys, they do it out of love. What do you mean out of love? He left them behind. You know why? Because he knew that the comp plan could not reward them the way, enough, Miss Marie, to justify a move, to uplift their whole family, to disrupt their whole lifestyle. He cared about them. He's like, you know what? They got it good over there. There is no sense, because they're not going to offer them $3 million. So you know what? The person that is being offered the $3 million, Miss Marie, has to start from scratch and build a whole new organization. And that's the proper thing to do. Okay. So when somebody says, fair and equitable pay plan, guys, there's a lot that goes into that statement. There is a deep look, like we're doing today, that you have to consider, because a fair and equitable pay plan means that it is doing its job in all three entry points, where the most important moments in network marketing, Miss Marie, career. That first check, we all know the importance of that first check, Miss Marie. It validates the business building system. It validates the network marketing model. It validates their effort. It validates it to their spouse, right? And their friends that are making fun of them. That first check is huge. Then you have the transitional money, because what happens, Miss Marie, if you have somebody who's been with a company for a long time and they're saying, I want to leave, I want to leave, I want to leave. When the moment comes for them to leave because they're making more money in their network marketing business, Miss Marie, they're scared. They're about to pee in their pants because they've been with that company for 15 years, and I don't blame them. That is a critically important moment. Oh my gosh, do I take this leap? This is crazy. Am I really considering leaving my company that I've been with? Yeah, I might not be happy there, but I've been there 15 years. I only got 5 more years, 6 more years where I can retire. That's a huge decision. That's another critical moment in network marketing. And then the final moment is when you cross that 10,000 group volume where you have to almost go full time. Otherwise, you're cheating yourself, especially if you have your business on a roll and momentum is right there. I mean, you've got it rolling. And if you don't finish it off, you'll be kicking yourself all the way to the grave. Right, Ms. Marie?
Well, absolutely. And there's one other thing I want to just point out here. It's a little bit of a tangent, but when you have the folks that are constantly looking for the better compensation and they're doing that company jumping, trying to get that better compensation plan, they're creating a reputation and a track record that does not work to their benefit, right?
That's
because
right.
as they're making these changes, the people they've talked to before, perhaps they weren't ready to pull the trigger on joining the business, and now they're trying to follow up with the individual because that's the contact information they have. And all of a sudden they're with company X when they had originally introduced company C as this great opportunity. And the prospect is like, well, but I thought C was this great opportunity. What's so great about X now?
Yeah.
Right. And it's another one of those things. It tends to feed that reputation that's out in the industry of it being kind of that scam, right? It's
right.
When you get in trouble with friends and family members because, every family gathering you go to, all of a sudden you're talking about a different company. And, Cousin Leroy is like, well, you don't stay anywhere for more than 6 months. How can I believe this actually works, right?
Right.
Because most people in their work career, whatever it looks like, there's a certain element of stability that people are looking for. And if you're constantly changing and hopping from opportunity to opportunity, you're losing whatever momentum you've built and you're starting over again.
And you're hurting your credibility each and every time you make that change, not only with your family, but with your downline as well. And Miss Marie, you'll never really build that big momentum because you're constantly changing companies. Okay. And guys, let's be honest. Change, a lot of people don't like change. Okay, period. And so when you're constantly changing, guess what? That is going to erode your downline faster than anything. Because people are going to say, you know what, Rob might be able to do that, but I can't do it. One change is enough. I can't keep doing this. And you're going to lose a lot of good people. All right. There's a point, like anything in life, where you're going to have to put your stake in the ground and say, this is where I'm staying. Better or worse, this is where I'm staying. Okay. You can understand where making money when you're young, making as much as you can is certainly a number one goal. But if somebody offers you $3 million to leave one company to go to another, and then you sit down and you think about it and say, well, you know what? If this company that I'm with right now continues to stick around for another 3 to 4 years, I'm going to make $5 million instead of $3. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, is that really a good move? Then you have to look at the relationship you have with your leaders, how many leaders you have, the status of your business, how healthy is it growing still? There's a lot of things that determine outside. They use that upfront money, guys, to entice you to make a critical decision in their favor. All right. And a lot of times, don't you understand that when somebody comes up and does that, that should raise a red flag. You shouldn't necessarily celebrate it saying, look, I'm worth $3 million. Yeah. I'm a superstar. I'm something special because these people said I'm worth $3 million. Well, here's the thing. There's a couple angles to look at that. And this is part of the discussion. Remember, every company buys somebody at wholesale and sells them at retail. So if they're offering you $3 million, you're actually worth about 5 or 6 or 7 million. Okay. But they can't afford to pay you $7 million. What they want you to do is they're going to give you $3 million and say, okay, Rob, here's our quarterly goal. This quarter, we want to make $15 million. And we know that you're this proven, outstanding business builder. And we need you to get going right now and create this huge business. Okay. Now, I won't be the only professional business builder there. There'll be, if they're going to make $15 million in one quarter, they better have about 10 or 12 of us. Okay. But the point is, they can't afford to pay all of us $8 million. Okay. What they have to do is sit down and say, hey, look, you know what? We're going to pay, like they may pay me $3 million and pay somebody else $250,000. Okay, they may pay me $3 million to pay somebody else $3.5 million. Not everybody's going to get paid the same. It's private conversations, and it's all based on your reputation, your longevity, and your proof of evidence. So once again, Miss Marie, the fair and equitable pay plan is something that everybody strives to want, because if you have that, get your first check money in a comp plan, and then you have that transitional money, and then you have that 10,000 group volume doorstep money, guess what? You almost have a perfect comp plan. Okay. It's easy to see because, 10,000 group volume, as you and I talked about, Miss Marie, is the doorstep to the big time. Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't build towards the 10,000 group volume, because what do we teach everybody, Miss Marie? To sit down and realize that 10,000 group volume is an achievable thing. It just means you got to have 100 people somewhere in your organization. Think about it, Miss Marie. If you build an organization, if you sponsor 60 people in 90 days, that 60 people could have a group, your business, your organization, of 500 people within 6 to 8 months, if not sooner. That's a very real possibility if you are sponsoring high quality people. Well, guess what, Miss Marie? That means that only 1/5 of that 500 people has to do 100 PV per month. 1/5, 100 people out of 500. Guys, that is something that can be done rather easily. Now, I don't want to make it sound too easy. It's all about the message. You have to show people why they need to do 100 PV. Okay. How do you do that? You say, look, if you create 10,000 group volume, look at the money that they're going to pay you on a monthly basis. This is not count bonuses. This is money into your bank. Most people are going to go, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. Well, how do you do 100 people? And how do you do 100 PV? Well, this is what I do at my home. Well, gosh, I could do that. Toothpaste, toilet paper, makeup, nutrition. I could do that. I'm doing that now. Okay. Well, then what do I do then? How do I get my 100 people? Well, as you build your business and you're sponsoring people, you just show them what I just showed you. Really? You show them nothing more than, hey, this is the money you can make, and this is how you create the volume to get that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I can do that. People see the simplicity of it, and they say, well, I can get 100 people in my business doing 100 PV per month. So 10,000 group volume is a very achievable thing. Whether it takes you 3 months, 6 months, whatever, is yet to be determined. Okay. All based on, Miss Marie, the high quality people that you sponsor. The higher quality people you sponsor, the greater your chances that you're going to get to that 100 people sooner rather than later. Yep. But Miss Marie, once you create that 100 people doing 100 PV and that 10,000 group volume, that is an indication that money at that level, when we tell people create 10,000 group volume and look at the comp plan, and when you're looking for a new company, and see what they're going to pay you. And guys, that's nothing more than to show you there's a doorway to big time. If it's $2,300, you are at the doorstep. Because think about it. If you have 100 people doing 100 PV and you have leaders that get it and they say, oh, I can do that, and you only have 3 or 4 other leaders that do 10,000 group volume, Miss Marie, including your own 10,000 group volume, that's 50 to 60,000 group volume. That's big time. That's big time. We're talking big money. We're talking anywhere, guys, from $10,000 to $30,000, $40,000 a month based on the company you're with. Okay. So you can see how the 10,000 group volume is the doorway to the big time. All right. So if you do that and you follow our plan, the 5 simple steps, and you go through that whole process, guess what? Why would you give that up for a penny or 10 cents more when you got a fair, equitable pay plan that you proved yourself is working and is holding your business together, giving you the stability and the lifestyle that you want? Why would you jeopardize that for something else that's paying you? Even if that other comp plan is also fair and equitable, why would you give that up for a penny more or 10 cents more? Okay. Ms. Marie, I just don't see how that's possible. Guys, you have to understand the fair and equitable comp plan holds your business together. Will bring you a life of tranquility and peace and enjoyment, and give you many options in life. And it will help you have a life that you dream about. But chasing it to the next company can be a huge mistake. Matter of fact, Miss Marie, a lot of people will end up regretting that they do that. Most of the professional business builders that I know that went from one company to the other is because the other company ran its course. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Now,
Yeah.
So you got anything to add?
Actually, I don't. I think you covered it really well. I think one of the things that you have to appreciate too within the industry is just statistically speaking, women make up a huge portion of the industry, right?
Yes.
And women appreciate stability. Men tend to be more risk takers. That's why you see more men in the high level income,
Right.
kind of those celebrity type positions within the network marketing industry. But if you look throughout your organization, odds are you're heavily, populated with women. And
That's
again,
right.
women appreciate stability.
That's
So
right.
that's something to keep in mind too.
And that's a great point. That's a great point. Because women are different animals, guys. They think different. They have different priorities. And they will bring a lot of stability and a lot of volume to your business. And you might be the head of it. You might get all the fame and everything, but you have to realize that you're riding the backs. And I really hate that using that term, but you're riding the backs of people that have a totally different set of values than you do, that are providing that platform unto which you became famous. Okay. And you built it. There's no doubt about it, but realize where that foundation came from and what makes up that foundation, and appreciate it and endorse it. And once again, you have to realize that what Miss Marie is saying, big risk, big reward. That's typically in business. That typically works out. As you know, I hate cliches, but there's certain truisms, and this is certainly one of them. Big risk usually has big rewards. Okay, but there's very few people, Miss Marie, that are willing to take those types of huge risks. Okay. And, once again, I can't speak for each and every big leader. I haven't been around them in a long time. I can only speak from when I was around them, but I know that most of them, like I said, only left when a company was in trouble, left when they were not active in a company. In other words, Miss Marie, a lot of people, as we close, let's say Miss Marie joins company X. Within 2.5 years, 3 years, she has skyrocketed to the top of the comp plan, position 1 or 2. She's done her work. She's retired. She's nothing more than a legendary figurehead, what we call the legacy position, right? All right, she's a legend within her own organization. She's no longer actively building the business. And a lot of times that's when these other companies will come to Marie and say, hey, because she's pretty much retired. I mean, she's living off the residual income machine that she has built. Okay. Meaning that her downline has enough leaders in it that they're pursuing their own lifestyle, their own income goals. They no longer need Miss Marie. She trained them right. They're doing things right. She no longer has conference calls with them. She no longer, she's been with this company long enough where these guys are really fully mature and their own, building their own legacy. So Miss Marie could literally leave a company that she's in with, Company X, and go to Company Y with little fanfare at all. Okay. And sometimes Miss Marie, that's what had taken place with the people that I knew as well. I saw a number of different scenarios, but I just wanted to make sure people understood. Because I know people out there hear those things and they see those things, but they don't understand the full story behind them either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, with that being said, I hope that this gave you a deeper look into what a fair and equitable comp plan is and the importance it plays in your success. And as we close, I just want to summarize, guys, this episode was about how that comp plan will stabilize your business and give you the lifestyle you wanted from day one. And how you can be enticed by the magic money genie to give that up in pursuit of greener pastures, which can end up being a disaster. Okay. And you have to sit down and really evaluate whether pursuing that extra money is going to be worth your time and effort. More people than not do not duplicate the success they had with the company that they're leaving. It's sad to say. it can really set some people back. So take this decision-making part of this business really seriously. Don't just automatically jump out of the frying pan into the fire, as they say. Okay, especially the frying pan where you are now is nice and cool and comfortable, and hop into a red hot pan. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood that a fair and equitable pay plan is hard to find. I'm telling you, it's hard. I hope there's more now than there's ever been. But back when we were around, it was hard. Comp plans were one of the things that were being revamped and visit. They were trying to make them. Well, actually, Miss Marie, you and I came. Well, I was in for a while, but hybrids became really popular there for a while, where people were adapting different types of, different comp plans and combining them together and making them work. And that always scared me. But the thing is, they had to come up with something because the old tried and true ones were no longer popular. They had to have a buzz. There had to be money there. There had to be changes. So there's no telling what the comp plans are today. The reason I bring it up, guys, is that you think about it. If a comp plan keeps changing, and if you're going to a new comp plan and leaving one that you're familiar with right now and have success with, imagine how scary that could be. Okay, you're using a new comp plan with a new company that you may not fully understand. That could be a scary proposition. Why give up what you have for something you don't know and I can only guess about, right, Miss Marie?
Yeah.
So,
the known is often more comfortable than the unknown.
and you know what? You should relish the success that you have and should enjoy it. There's a lot to be said, guys. Fair and equitable comp plan is hard to come by. And when you're with a company that has it, ride it, enjoy it, have fun. Okay, that's what I would encourage you to do. To be honest with you, Miss Marie, that's if I in today I changed. I was with 4 or 5 companies without dragging this on, but I had to leave because of a couple of them went out of business. The Amway opportunity, the money was already gone. There was no money there. So I left out of necessity in 3 of them, not because I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, guys, well, that's enough of that. Tomorrow, guess what? It's Freelance Friday, number 58. Freelance Friday, where we talk about anything and everything. Freelance Friday. Freelance Friday. I might have to get some shirts made. Freelance Friday. And you know what we can do? Hashtag Freelance Friday. People go, what is that about? And find out, right?
That would be fun.
Yeah, we might do that. All right, guys. With that being said, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Freelance Friday, as always, on our YouTube channel, Facebook page. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for following us and listening to us and putting up with us. We hope that we're helping you in some magical way. With that being said, we're going to hop off of here so we can get our butts into our day. All right, Miss Marie, I'll see you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. Download our podcast on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and other podcast platforms. Visit our website at www.themlmsolution.net for additional important information, show details, and past shows. Follow us on Parler, Rumble, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the get notified button while visiting our other social media platforms.